Hello, my floofs. Welcome to my Q&A video. Yay. This will be basically a part 1 of 2 of my 1,000 subscriber special. Oh my goodness. I still can't believe that I made it that far. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I stuck around. Honestly. I love doing this. I love making stuff for you guys. Yay. So, with that being said, it's Q&A time. I spent 20 minutes basically copying everything from my phone over to the virtual world. As you can see, everything, I have all your questions written down right here. Yeah, it took me about 20 minutes to do that. But, without further ado, let's start with the first one. I'm kind of debating. Should I mention the name who asked? Sure. Okay, sure. Let's do it. Alright. Partridge asks, my eye color is blue. Even in IRL, it's brown. A dark brown. What's my favorite trigger? My favorite trigger? That's a good question. I have a lot of favorite triggers. But my favorite ones are like kisses, like cute noises, and what else? Barking, soft barking. Shout out to Kodo Corner ASMR, by the way. He's really good at that. He's really good at that. How long have I been in the furry community? I've been in it since late 2019. Tell you about it. I basically found like this photo online from Cooper Tom about these two furries in like a little looks like a really old house. And it says happy birthday on the wall, and it has like a cake on the floor, like celebrating. And I was like, are those called furries? And I looked it up, and I was like, cool. And I watched the video about it, and I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome. I want to be a part of this. And so I did. And here I am. I love it here. Anyway, what inspired me to make this channel? Okay. So, what inspired me to make this channel, if you didn't know, this channel did not start as an ASMR channel. No. This was actually my very first YouTube channel. Before Neon the Coaster Fox was a thing. It started all sort of right here. And yeah, I just made a few like meme videos here because I had this little PC from about like 2005. It had Windows XP on it, would not connect to the internet, and so I would just turn on narrator and use like the search bar at the top of the Internet Explorer to just give the narrator to say what I want to say. Then record that. And it's there. I still have those 3 videos down there. One of those from Happy Wheels. Pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, what inspired me to make this channel, to change it from that, to ASMR? Meow Skulls. You could thank Meow Skulls for that. Meow Skulls from Fortnite. Mm-hmm. That. Her. Yeah. Cause I found about for ASMR about like late 2023, and at some point along the line, I think like December or something like that, I tried looking up like Meow Skulls themed ASMR, and there was only like one. It was like 20 seconds. It's like, oh, okay, it's too short. So I was like, you know what? And I heard before, if it doesn't exist, make it. And that's what I did. My very first video. Meow Skulls ASMR. Boom. There you go. And from there, I was just gonna be like, I just kind of put the channel on the back burner. And then something happened in April of 2024. If you know, you know. Very sad. And that basically pushed me to come back here and, you know, make stuff in honor of both of them. So yeah, and I'm glad I did. I love it here. I love this community. Everyone is so nice, so welcoming. I love it. Anyway. Blah, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, asks, are the allegations true? Are you a furry? No! I'm not a furry. Just kidding, I don't really am. Just messing with y'all. I'm fine. Anyway. Caleb Honey asks, play any good games recently? Yes. Burnout 3 Takedown. Love that game. So fun. Alright. Mr. Shabby Man 3030. You have a lot of questions. Yeah, you have your own dedicated spot right here. Because yeah, so much. Anyway, first of all, would you forfeit all your mortal possessions to a dragon for the glory of the Master Dragon race? Why, yes. Yes, I would. Dragons are cool. I love dragons. Pizza cake or brownie cake? I never had a pizza cake, but I had a brownie cake and I love it. It's so delicious. Big cookie cake or cookie pizza? I don't know. But I had a big cookie when over at Disney California Adventure. There's like right outside the Incredicoaster, there is a little like stand there where they sell these like big like cookies like the size of like a CD, and those are really delicious. I love them. They're so yummy. So I say big cookie cake. I love cookies. Yeah. Your name, Neon. Your quest. To make you happy. To make all you happy. To make a world a better place. Even if it's minor. Anyway. Favorite color. I had two favorite colors. It was blue and green. And they just slowly emerged over time into one. Aqua. Or turquoise. Whichever one. Yes. What is the ground speed velocity of a bottom fur at a private con free room party? Well, that is approximately 24 miles per hour and 30 fathoms per minute if below sea level. There you go. What is the memes? Was it me? The meme you said to me? Yeah. That's cool. That's funny. They're very funny. Here's a random fish. There you go. Do you know about momogens? Yes, I do. I know one. One ASM artist that uses momogens, and she makes some very good content. She makes some very good ASMR videos. And it is Dragon Den ASMR. Shout out to her. Shout out to them. Big burrito or big chimichanga? I love chimichangas. But big burrito's also pretty good. So I go with big burrito. Yum yum. Tweety's poet. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct. But what got you into retro tech? LGR. It's pretty simple. But it all started with my PlayStation 2. I love that thing. That's the very first retro thing I got, and I was also obsessed with it. I loved it. Such a good game console. I have a million games for it. I have a lot of games for the PS2. More than any other console or thing I have. PS2 is very good. It's a very good console. And from there, it kind of grew, and I got a Nintendo 64, and then a Dreamcast, and then somebody gave me a PS1, and I bought a PS1, and I bought another PS1. For some reason, I have 3 PS1s. It's crazy. And then someone gave me a broken PS3, which I'm still trying to fix to this day. It's ridiculous. And then retro computers, because people like to throw away all their like old technology, usually like Windows XP era machines, and I'll find them and I'm like, oh cool, I can use this to make this, which is actually how I made this little VR PC here, with just finding like parts that people throw out. True story. This thing is made out of like 90% junk. Yeah, somebody throw out an entire Alienware gaming PC. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. And of course, they threw out their hard drives, or they kept them. Very good thing to do, because you do not want your things to get stolen. Anyway. Yes, LGR, your lazy game room. He reviews and talks about all these retro technology things, retro computers, and all that stuff. And I have to tell you, the very first retro thing I ever got, and in fact my very first computer technically, and my very first motherboard was actually a 486 computer. Very nice. I love it. And I still have it to this day. I made some modifications to it, like more than a few months ago. It's pretty nice. Also, retro tech is it's just cool. It's cool. I love tape drives. I love the old technology. I love floppy disks and the noises that they make when they're in the drive. It's just cool. And he also asks, Tweety's poet also asks, what got you to roller coasters? And he wasn't the only one. They weren't the only one to ask that. Oh, Ryan also asked me that too. So yeah, what got me into roller coasters? Well, there was a time in 2017 when I rode El Loco for the first time, and I was actually terrified of it. I was terrified of roller coasters. They go upside down, of course, and then went over too extreme. So after that, for some reason, I just was obsessed with roller coaster. I was like, just watch roller coaster POV compilations. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. That's cool. I would never ride that, but I like it. I like how cool it is. Fast forward to 2021, where I go to Texas, Six Flags Over Texas, with my cousins and my uncle, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get over my fear of roller coasters, and I'm gonna ride this coaster over there called Shockwave. It's an old Schwarzkopf roller coaster from 1978. It was built in 1978 by Schwarzkopf, which is a German company. They no longer exist, unfortunately, but they make some really good rides. It's got 2 vertical loops and a few like hills that are actually pretty forceful. And I rode that, and boy, that was fun. That was a lot of fun going through the loops. It was very forceful. Like, I grayed out on those loops. Graying out means like your vision kind of gets like blurry with like color, like rainbows and stuff, because of high G forces. So I was like, oh my goodness, that was an experience. I like it. And then fast forward to about November that same year, 2021, I ride Candy Blaster, and I'm like, I like roller coasters now. I love it. So I can thank Candy Blaster for basically I don't know, making me accustomed to roller coasters. That's good. That's a good one. Yeah, about like the rest of these questions are all roller coaster questions. Just letting you know. Okay, professional toaster. Ask, how many coaster credits do I have? Let me take a look. I haven't written down here on a notepad in my phone, and I'll even tell you all my coaster credits I have too. I have a total of 23 coaster credits so far. I know it's pretty small, but I want to ride more, obviously. So, number 1 is Minor Mike over at Adventure Dome. No longer exists, but that was, from what I remember, my very first one. I rode it when I was like 4. Before that, I can't remember. I know I rode one like at a traveling fair. I have no recollection of that, besides the fact that it just had Flute Track. That's it. Anyway, number 2, Wacky Worm at a traveling fair. This I know of. It's there sometimes. But yeah. 3, Piff the Magic Dragon, which can be found at Las Vegas Mini Grand Prix. El Loco, Adventure Dome, the one I rode in 2017. Goofy Sky School at Disney California Adventure. Space Mountain at Disneyland, I love that one. Mini Mine Train at Six Flags Over Texas. Runaway Mine Train at Six Flags Over Texas again, very good. Shockwave at Six Flags Over Texas, 3rd one. Candy Blaster at Adventure Dome, love that one. Boomerang at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, my very first ever Vekoma Boomerang. I thought it was fun, I love it. Sidewinder Safari at... Okay, these next 2 are also at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. Sidewinder Safari, which is a Zamperla spinning coaster. It's pretty fun, but I thought it was kind of painful. I had to ride it again though, and not staple myself with the lap bar. That's probably why. The Cobra, which is a Zierr Tivoli coaster. Really long train, really cool. Incredicoaster at Disney California Adventure. My very first launch coaster. Matterhorn bobsleds at Disneyland. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at Disneyland. By the way, Big Matterhorn bobsleds was the very first ever roller coaster by aerodynamics, and also the very first tubular steel roller coaster. That's pretty cool. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. That's a good one. Ghost Rider at Osprey Farm. These next 5 are at Osprey Farm. So yeah, Ghost Rider. That's a good one. I love Ghost Rider. Very first and only wooden coaster I've been so far. Jaguar, another Zero Tivoli. Silver Bullet at Knott's Berry Farm. That's a nice one. My very first inverted coaster by B&M. Pony Express. Sierra Sidewinder. Coast Rider is alright. Coast Rider's alright. And my latest one, Big Apple, at New York, in Las Vegas, the only Togo in the United States. So yeah, that is my whole list of coaster credits. Yeah, anyway, on with it. Will Furry's favorite roller coaster? That's a very good question. But if I had to choose one, or choose two, it's a fine line. It's a fine balance between either Silver Bullet or Ghost Rider, which can both be found at Osprey Farm. I love Silver Bullet because it feels like it kind of feels like you're flying. Euler would ask, which coaster best describes you? Good question. Very good question. Let me think for a bit. So, I love the Aero Lift Hill sound. And I love G-Force, and I like Airtime. I like the classics. And out of all these credits, what would best describe me? Well, I suppose, like, if you were to extend it outside of just the ones I've written, maybe Maverick. Because I'm pretty, I like that kind of stuff. But then again, it is quite intense. But I do like it. Maverick is my most anticipated coaster, by the way. I really want to ride that thing. You know what? Talon at Dorney Park. That was best described me. Because of all its elements and the way it curves through its terrain, or like land there, the road to the ground element. Perfect. I love it. That best describes me. Okay. Sparklink Development Studio asks, what's your best credit? I have to say Ghost Rider and not Spray Farm. So far. Really good one. If you're ever in Osprey Farm, ride it. Very good. What else? Oh, I think that's it. Wow. So, yeah. Next video, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have this thing ready or not. It depends. I'm waiting on some little magnets to come from Amazon. And that might give away what I'm doing for my next video. I'll give you another hint. I went to Spirit Halloween. You might already know what I got. I also made some modifications. I also 3D printed some eyelids. And if you take the magnets that were on Amazon and the thing I bought, the question thing that I bought from Spirit Halloween and the 3D printed eyelids, if you put all those together, I think you know what you know what the future is for this channel. And don't worry, I'm still gonna be doing my Vrchat things. Cause I love it. Dang. Why not come to the real world? So, I think I may have just given away. So, without further ado, you have a good night, a good evening, or a good morning. And I'll see you folks next time.